Hello, it's Josh Brown tonight. I'll be reviewing Friday the 13th Part 3, the sequel to Friday the 13th Part 2, and the sequels to Friday the 13th. You know what I'm talking about. Now, this film came out 2 years after the second one. Year after the second one, I mean, and 2 years after the original. This was directed by the one that, directed by director, directed the Part 2, G C minus bracket director, shall I say, and it released in 1982, and it stars Dana Kimmel, Paul Katikar, and Richard Brooker Jason. Now this is, I did Friday the 13th to talk classic, but I think this is probably one of my favourites of the classics. The sequel to Mills. Part 2 in its own right was it's a brilliant masterpiece of a sequel, and really elevated the same darkness as the other films, but this is a bit more. This is a bit different from Friday the 13th. It's not as dark, it's not enough spookiness to it, but it's still a cracking film. There's a lot of good death scenes, and let's get on to it. I want you to start off with a recap at the part 2 where Jenny pretends to, but dons as Mrs. Voorhees' dresser and pretends to be mother, and this drag Jason in, and Jenny kills Jason with a machete to the soldier. Actually, you think everything's okay until she's grabbed and attacked, and literally that's the attack by Jason. Um, that's pretty much the beginning, and then there's a cracking funky theme tune for part 3. Of course, this was filmed in 3D, and they wanted a bit more of a high disco effect than having the normal high man friendly theme tune coming onto it. Now, and then literally it just starts on for there. We're introduced to two minor characters, Harold, idiot Harold and his wife, and his creep and his annoying wife Edna. Now they both are on the wet, and Harold owns his own grocery store, and he stupidly eats suddenly got fish food. Fish food, you can't be kidding me, that's stupid. And then he goes to the toilet with diarrhea and hears a noise, so he goes out the best gate, but once he gets out the door, he is sliced in the chest with a cleaver and it dies instantly. Now Edna hears the noise and goes to the best gate, but she is get by a mountain which really grabs Jason's attention, and she is stabbed through the neck with a knitting needle. Nice death to start a brilliant film. Now it start, and then we're introduced to the main character, Dana, who main character Chris Higgins, played by Dean Kimmel, who's going with friends to a very own cafe named after a very own surname named after her surname, Higgins Haven. Now, let's introduce to a few more characters. We're introduced to Debbie, played by Tracy Savage. We also introduced to her boyfriend, Andy, played by Jeffrey Rogers, who was a hell of an does enough from his fans handstand. And we also got the other jokester, Sherry, played by Barry Jane, who's Westminster Ned and Ted, who was during the Percy series comedian. Now, of course, they go to pick up their friend, Bella, played by Catherine Parks, and when they get there, she's having an argument with her mum. And when she comes out, she doesn't look too impressed. But she goes anyway, and it seems. But when they get back to the van, it seems like it's on fire, but two 70s style hippies come in, Chuck and Sherry, who Chuck played by Dave Kipnis, and Sherry played by Rachel Howard. Sherry, you gotta be kidding me. And that's about it. And we also introduced to Dean and Stupid. I can't say that. Chris's boyfriend, stupid boyfriend, played by Paul Wild, but he's not a important character, to be honest. He doesn't play a Tyler with supporting character at all. He's just stupid and dumb and pretty wants to play tricks on her. Now actually they just arrive and they catch the attention of the police, but they think the police are on the run because there are tons of drugs in their van. But anyway, the police car passes them and goes to the crime scene of the scene that Jason and they committed. On the way there, they pass the wall duet. Paramedics and police cars are gathered there, and you realise there's some serious shit, and Jason's not the DC. when they're way against Haven and they go and do their own stuff and check out the house. Cause Chris stupidly only got hammocks for Debbie and Andy to hammocks. Why? That basically just crap out. That was something that in which we think right, Sherry's dead, but you just want this famous horror movie for practical jokes that just laugh the hell out of me. Now actually during that night, things start to happen. Debbie and Andy decide to go and have sex, and Sherry wait. During that day, they go to a convenience store when they are bullied by three motorcyclists. Ari, Fox, and Loco. Very good characters. That's just minor characters, and then they decide to die straight away. And they rob Bill and rob some money off her. And no, when the lead hits the windshield and hits the child and hits the windshield with his fist. And then Sherry Cupid's way, which is funny bits. One's over the motorcycles and one's off. It was so funny. Literally at night though, Sherry has feelings for Bill, but she's not too impressed with us. So she goes off and Sherry is killed. Sherry goes off and does its own thing. Now, fortunately, Bill loses her wallet in the river, so she tries to correct it until she notices Jason, who is now wearing the trademark hockey mask, grabs a spear gun and shoots a harpoon straight into her eye, and jumps into a nice kill. Now, during this time, Chris and Rick go off by themselves, and do anything, and then the two bikers come back with revenge on them, revenge on Sherry and Bill, and decide to cause their band to run out of fuel and this cause a big trouble. Now, Fox, being the girl, is praising the rope like Tarzan would do. I don't know you might mention that, but anyway, and then she disappears. Now, roll call the second in command, and the man, the bearded bloke with a cigarette sticking out his mouth, and so he drops it, of course. And he actually goes up and discovers Fox's body pinned to the laughter. I don't know how finally he did it, but Jason's view right now, he just started stopping him. There's no stopping him. Now actually, during this time, a cigarette shots and Jason spears him with a pitchfork. Ari tries to take on Jason by having a machete, but is beaten with a wrench and he's supposedly dead. During this time, after Andy and Larry have sex, Debbie has a shower and Andy just stupid handstands on his feet. Now he turns around and his head off and Jason slashes him in half. I don't know, nice kill. Now Debbie doesn't realise this, but she's reading a magazine and on the hammock when she is. There was Andy's body on the ceiling and she is stabbed through the chest, through the hammock with what you know, nice kill. Now during this time, Sherry and Chuck decide to have a bit of themselves and fall asleep and tell stupid jokes, but Sherry decides to cook something for Chuck, but the power goes out, so Chuck goes to check on the power outside in the fuse box system, but Jason, is executed and Jason executes him by throwing in against it. Nice kill, but it's not clean. And afterwards, Sherry's dying from a throat. Of course, after that joke, Sherry thinks he's playing tricks on her. Well, Joy is, and then she notices he is dead, and notices Andy and Debbie are dead, and tries to run away, but stupider, she thought Jason out the front door, and then she's impaled through the chest with a red hot poker. Nice kill. Well, they keep saying nice kill. All the kills are pretty good in this. Now, actually, that's all the characters really dead in this film, and Paul and just had their pants run out first, so they had to walk all the way back. During which this time they come back to discover the house wrecked, and else now Chris discovers the bodies and starts screaming, and Jason doesn't. But there's some really good scenes, 3D especially, and Chris finds the knife for Jason, and there's a really good scene when Chris gets killed knew he gets killed with no. And I said that's one good reason. On the unweighted cut on D, there's episode when at the beginning when Dana's kill with the decapitation scene. But they thought the cut funny because she can't make out so off. Then she just goes crazy, which is a good way to kill some mentally. All during this time, Jason kills Wick outside by crushing his head. A time after kill and gets seen the Nike boots and everything. Good death. It's a good death that one, and that's one of my favourites. They can pretty franchise. Anyway, kind of. And then they have a chase, and in the barn, she tries everything from stabbing him to yeah, to hanging him, and then he tries to go back and take on Jason, but he's too late, and Jason flashes him and chops his hand off and hacks at him. Now which Ryu is down. We think he's dead. He's down, but Sam gets down, but literally during the struggle our way, Jason is killed with a slashed in head with a hammer axe blow to the head, and Ryu literally dies. Now at this point, there's a weird missing ending of part 3, the same ending at part 1, when Chris goes into a boat and we think everything's okay until and then we discover Jason with no mask on trying to kill, but we discover this is only a vision and only a bit of criticism on Nathan. But during this time, Mrs. Voorhees rises from the grave and knocks her in. And which at the end of things, part 3 just ends with Chris being taken away by police authorities and she's gone a bit weepy. Now actually at the scene there's a nice little scene of Wake and Jason's body. And which that's it, it's a good film by the 13th part 3. I'll give you that, it's probably one of the favourite episodes. It's just a simple plot as always. Jason's killing teenagers on Awake and people end up and the Virgin killing off Jason, but apart from that I give it a 8 out of 10. It's a good 7 out of 10. It's a good film. It's probably one of my favourite series, and by the time movie beginning comes on, you knew there was going to be a lot of sequels, and it just ruined it for me. Okay, give it a 7 out of 10.